Alright. So, I survive. Um, Despite OBS's best attempts at nuking me. Is this, because I think I'm live. Oh, I am live. Okay, it took a second for Twitch to realize I was live. Then tell me that I was live. Anyway, it's all good. So I had a fun start to all of this. I'm setting up for the stream. OBS like, oh, here's an update. I'm like, alright, well, whatever. It's probably just a small fix package, whatever. Nope. Completely new version. Also completely like nuked to like every single plugin I had. So I had to spend like a half hour reversing that. Which, man, finding previous versions installs, not the installs, the install file, which for some reason is no longer on my computer. Real pain. Really hidden. Anyway, I found it. We're here. So, pardon me. I'm gonna be finishing a White Scar Assault Intercessor. This looks done, but actually still needs a edge highlight. Really make all those edges pop. And then we have the head. Dry brush the base, and because it's just pure white, it's really. Also, I have to zoom on like, not to zoom, to focus on auto. There you go. Got the head, and then dry brush the base, and assemble the thing. And this guy's done, which I was pretty sure I was definitely gonna do within the stream. Now I lost a half hour. Oh, I suppose I could just go a half hour later. Yeah, you know, screw it. We'll still do a full 2 hours. I'm finishing this guy. That's happening. Oh, well, pardon me. A little bit of water wake me up, and the warning: this is a coffee mug, not a Brushworks cup. Official, basically tabletop mug. Which, by the way, you can get this. You can get that mug, and a lot of other merch that I've designed myself at basically tabletop.com/shop. Or the link will pop up in the chat soon enough. Or you can... Actually, I hope you guys can see the two current ones in there, because I'm going to say either of those links will get you there eventually as well. What am I doing? White Scars. Well, specifically White Scar. Or the White Scar. It's going to be our edge highlight. Man, I can't stop yawning on cam. Not great. Anyway, hope everyone else is doing well. Back to setting the focus at about 0.30-ish. About where we end up. You know what, I just finally got brushed to mini, so I'm just gonna let that lo-fi go for now. There's my screen flickering happening. Okay, it's just the Twitch stream manager screwing up, not anything actually happening, I don't think. You see, OBS says everything's fine. The bitrate says I'm fine. Damn, closer. Apparently it's half. Alright. Yeah, I'm just taking white scar with this very thin brush and just going along all of the hard edges. And I will go over the exact recipe for this whole thing, but we'll do that when we get to the head. So I'll be starting from the beginning there. At least the beginning of when a brush comes in, but the 2 steps before that aren't particularly complex. You know, I should look into. If I don't really intend on monetizing the views on my YouTube channel, maybe I can just play whatever I want instead of this supposedly. What is even going on? Jeez, that time was my whole Chrome just snapped for a second. Weird. A lot of weird technical stuff today. Yeah, it's like, weirdly enough, I have Epidemic Sound playing this stuff that's supposedly license free, but I still get copyright flags. Not like strikes, but I get the flags on YouTube anyway. So it's like, really? What's the point then? It's also for like tracks that I've been using for like a really long time, not just for this, but for other projects too, and I've never had an issue with on YouTube before. Like the one I use for most of my painting tutorials on Instagram and YouTube, which you can find and watch, by the way, by following me on Instagram or subscribing on YouTube or joining my free Discord, all of which is in the Linktree. Should be in the chat. Can't see in the chat, just exclamation point links will get you everything. I'm pretty sure the commands do work now. They were working last week anyway. But anyway, so this track Light in Reverse that I use on most of my tutorials, I've been using it for a really long time because I really like that track. And all of a sudden on YouTube it starts getting copyright flags, and I'm like, really? That's the whole reason I found this in the first place, is because supposedly it didn't get that. So if nothing's going to be monetized on there anyway, then I should really find out the details of just playing whatever I want. Because, man, could I have some slappers going right now? I would have to be careful though using my YouTube music because there's so much of it is actually cover artists. might be a problem on that end. They actually get licenses for the music they cover, at least the ones that I follow, because their stuff is all monetized. I don't want to screw them anyway. I like to get their name out more, but I don't want to screw them out of money. That's no bueno. Wait, I did the main lines on that part. Okay. Honestly, sometimes it's hard to keep track of. It's so subtle, like it's important, but it's subtle. So sometimes I track of where did I paint? No, I did not do down here. I haven't done all of this here. So, like most people right now, I've been watching new releases. On one hand, I'm like, oh, I kind of like the new Voton models. And then all the rules of the Codex leaked. Now, as a Space Marine player, I'm a little annoyed. I'm wondering how they're going to, like, what's going to be the final version of these guys after the inevitable nerf a couple months in after the initial big sell. You know, the big cash grab. What rules are they going to pull back on? But it's hard because most of their power is just in their stat sheet, in their dash sheets, which they usually don't tinker with much. Part of me just hopes that maybe they're just a test bed for 9.5 Space Marines, because man, are they just like shorter, better Space Marines in like almost every regard. Like in every regard except speed that you think of when you think Space Marines. Effectively. Like, it was funny, at one point, Tactical Tortoise was talking about effectively their Power Fist. Like, oh, it's just, you know, a side grade of a Power Fist. I'm like, no, it's not. It doesn't have a -1 a hit. It's an upgrade. Like, they shuffled some of the stats, but then took away the -1 a hit. So, it's a flat upgrade to the standard Power Fist. Yeah, it's, you know, it's whatever. I still have, as a Raven Guard player, I still have my forward deploy with my secondary, which has been doing pretty good for me. Is that done? I think it is done. Oh wait, nope, I didn't do these. I still have to do a little cleanup on this, really honest. Which is usually like the most annoying part of these, is the white cleanup. For everyone that wants to know how is the white so smooth, and that's because it's airbrushed, so it means I have to go back with a brush and clean the stuff up after everything else goes down, which is dramatically harder. I put just enough white scar on the palette to cover everything I needed to. Alright. Now, grab a little bit of matte white, which is the base coat. I'm gonna paint our matte white. I'm gonna clean up just a little bit of where I went overboard with the shaders, or the highlight, for that matter, because all of it's actually darker than the base coat. And then we'll move on to the head and start with this white recipe from the beginning. I'm sure that's what at least several of you actually want to know. So I do have a full, like, in-depth breakdown of this on my YouTube channel, like 20 minutes long. I gotta make an updated, shorter version of that. And this is, for reference, very thin down because a lot of it's stuff I poured back into that bottle from my airbrush, so a lot of it's pre-thinned. Gives it some interesting qualities. There's some blemishes up there. Some of it's just from the model, like the plastic. This highlight went crazy. Weird streak of black down there. I don't know what's going on down there. Because it's so thin, I can kind of get an easy gradient out of it by only doing one coat on some places, which will actually enhance the look. It's probably one of the ways I would go into doing a even higher quality version of this if I really wanted to, is doing that across the board. An inefficient way of doing it, I'm sure there's a much better way of doing that. Probably involving an airbrush. little bit more weight on the blemish down there, and because we go overboard with details here. There we go. Anyway. Alright, it's a backpack. Clean white. Ready to go. I mean, it's a little dirty on the sides, but I don't think anyone's really actually gonna notice. Also just in the solid intercessor. Alright. We got the head. Gotta make it not so whited out there. But I can. Alright, so the white recipe, the first two steps are you prime, or this is what I did anyway. I primed a Steno Res white airbrush primer. Steno Res. And then, also with an airbrush, I base coat it until opaque with matte white, and I kept this pretty thin, so it's pretty thin coat, so that I could get to the point where it was definitively stark white, without messing up any of the detail. My next step is to then do everything but the white, because the white is so intensive you really don't want anything else mucking with it, because the white for the most part fixes itself as you go through the process. Anything else turns into a giant pain. So we're gonna make the neck seal black. It's gonna be black Dawnstone Nuln Oil. The metal is gonna be lead belcher Nuln Oil. Probably the plate mail metal from Army Painter that's already on the palette, even though I'd normally Iron Breaker. In the eyes, yeah, which is gonna be Horn Red, Wild Rider Red, a little dot of white, and then red ink, and then we'll get into the white itself. Which, with an hour 40-ish to go, I think we can manage all this. I think we can do the whole head in that amount of time. I am consistently wrong in my timing predictions, though, to be clear. Totally fair. But I think we can do it. Let's see, I'm gonna grab this brush. Do I still got black on here that's workable? I think so, kinda. Yeah. Yeah, this is good for just, you know, base coating. I'm not doing anything super special here. And I am kind of painting with the grain, which helps me get close to where it's white without actually really touching it. I just realized I'm also painting off cam, so that doesn't help anything. This specific brush also has a little bit of a hook pattern that came out of its bristles. So I'm keeping that hook downward, which is giving me, you know, kind of a more natural, you know, shape to work with this. So even though the brush is not a perfect point, I'm making it work for me. Okay. I know I slid leg off this side again on the cam. I don't know why I keep doing that. Maybe I just need to adjust my seat over to the left a little. Anyway. I think there's some Dawnstone I can utilize here. Not a lot, but I think enough since we're just going to be highlighting the bridges here. And yes, I get all of them because I never know exactly what angle these go be looked at from, and it says a commission, and I don't cut corners. Here's the shop link. I completely forgot how long I set that timer to, so I had no idea when that was gonna pop up. But at the shop link, you can get merch like this morning. This is a coffee mug, not a brush rinse cup. Coffee mug and other merch. Basically tabletop merch that I designed myself, specifically for gamers and hobbyists. I really need to get back to working on that D&D line of shirts. Anyway. Also, all the prices are exactly what they look like with international shipping. You don't pay any shipping. I do. It's all already, everything's already factored into that price. I say that because I know I have a lot of consistent viewers from like England and Australia. I know how they feel about American shipping. Yeah, does a lot to help support the stream. Keeps me painting. Alright. That's all gonna get, it looks a little rough right now, but it's all gonna get smoothed out by the Nuln Oil. Which, because at some point I got some thinners in the Nuln Oil, because I was putting it through through my airbrush. This is very thin Nuln Oil, so this will probably take 2 coats. I normally just do 1. That can dry. In the meantime, I'm going to switch over to the lead belcher. I don't know if I still have any wet lead belcher from earlier. Maybe? Let's see. Very small amount, not enough to actually do anything with. Alright, let's get some more. This is a very nearly empty pot. Almost the mixing marble doesn't really do much anymore. Continuing to use the bit of a hook shape on this brush to work with me to precisely get in all these corners. without hitting the stuff that should remain white. Alright, go back to the null oil. Which I probably only need one coat on the metal. I don't really need to darken it that much. So, actually, the neck looks good. So yeah, one coat works of the somewhat thin null oil. I get some null oil in the back there, just supposed to be dark. Alright. Cool. Move on to his eye lenses. That corn red still wet? I don't believe so. I'm not gonna use that brush. I don't think we're gonna listen to this track. Sure. Why not? Alright. Corn red and a precision brush. Which my size 1 is still a little screwy, so we're just gonna jump down to size 0 for this whole thing. Probably way more than we actually need, but it's all good. A little bit of, for anyone wondering, the clear-ish liquid, I don't know where it got that slight greenish tinge, I don't know if you can even see that, but the clear liquid, I keep popping over is, some airbrush flow improver, which, it thins the paint and also removes its, surface tension. It doesn't grab onto surfaces we don't want it to grab onto. Yeah, it's gonna need another coat. I have changed my mind about this track. No. Yeah, okay. Still usable over here? Oh, kind of is. I've gotten it so dark I can't see what I'm doing, and it's not popping up well on the cam either. I do think a lot of times their eyes are molded slightly differently, because I swear the raised segment on one side is always different than on the other one. Got some weird granulation on it. Blocking the brush from getting to where I want it. Oh, now it's jumping everywhere. Alright. We're gonna give this a wash of red ink. I'm just gonna tie all that together and make it pretty saturated. And it's still wet. No. That's fine. Is Vallejo Game Ink red? So, next step is right. Do a recess shade of Apothecary White Contrast. And this is just going in anywhere that has, like I said, a recess. I'm pretty sure this is lights and beams. I use this on some of my tutorials as well. I'm going a little wide on this on purpose because this is actually going to become a gradient with next step. This is our softer of the two colors. Especially when the surface is more open. I want to spread out even more to be lighter still. I hope that my Apothecary White's kind of like becoming kind of thick. Alright. The shade is already done. I might have to do something about the eyes because I didn't. It darkened too much. Wiped out the actual eye glow. Anyway, next step. I still have any wet. No, not wet enough. Alright, so next step is a fine recess shade with this, which is a mix of 211 Apothecary White Contrast, Black Templar Contrast, and Lamia Medium. So for every 2 brushfuls of Apothecary White, you do 1 brushful of Black Templar and 1 brushful of Lamia Medium, and I just put a whole crap load of it into a single dropper bottle. So it would maintain like that, and I could get it easily as I go through this ginormous commission. For this, we're really just using a tip. I also just remembered that I never highlighted all the metal. Fortunately, it's not a lot to highlight, so I think I can pull that off without screwing anything up massively. Yeah, we're just trying to get this in all like the deepest parts of whatever recess. Pop it in up here too. That's not showing up in the mic levels because my neighbor is lawn mowing right now, apparently. I mean, maybe you guys can hear it a little when I'm talking, but it doesn't appear to be popping up on the mic on its own. So I'll take it. Probably the most important ones are the ones on the side of the inner visor when it comes to these Mark 10 helmets. And I am getting just on the underside of the brow ridge to accentuate the eye lenses. Actually tends to add quite a bit to the end product. Alright, moving on to highlighting. So the first layer of highlights is going to be Corax White, which is a bit of an off-white. And that's on purpose because it's going to give us a little bit of an optical illusion. Where it's going to de-highlight the white a little bit. And then the white scar is going to come in and brighten up the very edge. Really trying to stretch what's on the palette because I really don't care to go and try to get more right now. The pot itself is a mess. Oh, yeah, I forgot a step. Before I do further with that, which I guess I am just going to get some from the pot, but before that, the slits there, I fill with black Templar contrast to blackline them, but it's like a 85% black line. Plus the black Templar is a lot easier to actually get into tiny crevices than say Abaddon Black, for example. Alright, looks a little messy now, but we'll clean that up, don't worry. I suppose I might as well, before I go back to doing the white, actually do the highlight on the metals while I've thought of it and my brush is clean. It's not like it's much anyway, just a little bit of a shine on the pipe here. Edges on this ear piece thing. I wonder if it's structural or if it has a function. This earpiece thing, like, is it part of their communication suite? I'm pretty sure a lot of that has to do with the chest armor, because usually in the books they mention it coming through a like vox bead in their like collar. So the guys without a helmet still have communications as well, so I don't know. My question is, why do you have guys without helmets? Why is that a thing? What's funny is, best I can tell in the lore, they're not mentioned often as not having helmets on, and a lot of times you hear about characters that you would otherwise think of as not having helmets on, having helmets on. Like the Primarchs. As I've been going through the Horus Heresy, noticing quite a few references of Primarchs' helmets. Even though we never see them in the official artwork. Like I know there's Korax holding his helmet as he gets on the dropship to get off Isvan 5. Jagatai Khan walking into the control center in somewhere in the Siege of Terra, one of the Siege of Terra books. It was like either Lost in the Damned or The Last Wall. One of those. Yeah. Like, funny enough, in lore, they don't not have their helmets a lot of the time. Yeah, I want to see some art of the Primarch's helmets. I want to see what those look like. I've seen a fair bit of fan art that's really good, but I want to see what they actually look like. I mean, we know what Gilliman's helmet looks like. He gets a helmet. It's like kind of tribal beat thing going on. It's pretty cool. Pretty thematic, I think, for the painting white scars. Dip my finger in red paint by accident. Almost done. Just white scar left to go, and cleanup we might want to do. Yeah, the white R already tried the brush. Take anything on it. A little bit more now with some effort. You know, I forget what I did to my white scar, but I don't have the chalkiness problem anymore. What the problem I have is that it dries too fast on the brush. It's gonna get this spread half the time. Even though it looks very wet, it doesn't want to do anything. I'm gonna give it just a little bit of water. Also, I'm realizing my wet palette is pretty dry too. Paint just does not want to spread. Did I highlight the entire brow crest? I really don't remember now. Oh no, I did. I see it. Yeah, a lot of dubstep today. Can't say I'm disappointed about that, considering most of the time the problematic ones are like, you know, ASMR nonsense. Not like good ASMR either. It's like, here, you're in a wind tunnel. Like, what? Why? Yeah, my cloud done. So, yeah, the whole thing went pretty cleanly. Nothing really to fix. I was concerned about the eyes before, but you know what? I'm gonna say they're fine. Alright. Yes. So, first thing I'm gonna do, pop the camera out here to like our hobbying height. And we're going to dry brush this base. There's a little bit of Dawnstone still left in the palette here, so we're gonna give that a go. It's kind of scraping a little bit, which is putting my teeth on edge, but it's fine. Not gonna be enough, but yeah. Oh, I guess I was wrong. Actually, just enough. It's not dry brushing the rock particularly well, but it's fine. Weird like light spot here. I think the paint got thin. Alright, well, fix that. Headbutt the camera, because that's obviously what I want to do here. Alright, let's put this guy together here. I don't think it's... I'm pretty sure I left the shoulder pegs on, because I think this is the one that I know it was actually all the pieces intended for them, so I think I just pop them off, slide them on, and we're good. So let's see how that goes. There's some glue going on there because of the, I glued the nail in there. Doesn't go all the way to the bottom, so I'm pretty sure I can just scrape this out. Yeah, like that. Did I not highlight the gauntlet on it? Well, I might have to go back and highlight the gauntlet on it. No, actually I didn't. That makes sense why there's no shining silver on the palette. Well, I'll fix that after it's fully assembled. Not a big deal. I think I can live with greater zoom on this. Yeah, that's fine. I did. Okay, so when I prep these for painting, I go through all the holes and I drill them out like a bunch so that I can prime like all the bits and still get pegs, and it's fine. Sometimes I don't drill them all the way down, so I just snipped some of that off. Doesn't sit as easily, but I can still get it to the point where it's supposed to be. So pop some glue in there. Probably a lot more glue than I needed, but whatever. I'm trying to find where it sticks in correctly and then straighten it out a little bit. I'm going to get it straight, it doesn't sit in quite right. They modeled it slightly crooked. But anyway, that's sitting on it correctly, I suppose. The head, I take off the peg entirely. That way I'm able to mount the head in whatever direction I feel is appropriate. Which I feel like is like that. So we'll just go ahead and do that. There we go, and because I'm OCD about it, I'm going to fix the highlighting on this bit here before I glue it to the base. Because I'm anal like that. So, need some Army War Painter Shining Silver, which is the War Painter equivalent of Stormhost Silver, but it's better, I think. Not to mention, as you can probably tell, the Armor Painter metallics spread a lot nicer than games in the Citadel ones, at least in my experience. They also blend fairly well in doing layering and stuff. Alright. That seems good. Let's get you on your base. May have taken off a bit more than I initially intended, but I think it's fine. I'll make it work. You need to take some... Where is just one of my flat files? Where are all of my other files? Oh, here they are. Jeez, I'm gonna take a little bit of this angle off here. I know, I'm filing a fully painted finished model. There's definitely some squeamish people going, what the hell is this? Why would you even... How dare? Yeah, well, all the dare. Because it's gotta happen, it's gotta happen. Alright, so... Yeah, like that, kinda. An extra glue in that weird divot in the bottom of the foot. Not sure if you guys could even see it if I tried to show you, but anyway, there's a weird divot in the bottom of the foot. Trying to compensate for that a bit. I'll spin you a little. And now we wait. Be holding it like this for probably a couple minutes. Which is just what I want right now, because in reality, I gotta pee. I know, great timing. Actually, it makes sense, because normally when I end. I'm going a half hour late because I started a half hour early because an OBS update really messed me up. I still don't trust us to take this off yet. To remove my hand. Okay, it's not 100% dry, but it is holding. Hodling. But the most balanced on its base that I've ever done? Probably not, but you know what, it's fine. About to do a wide sweep there. And all of my screen just went black. I don't even know if I'm still live. What? All the tech problems today. Oh, I'm still live. Cool. No idea what that was, or why that happened. All my screens went black for a second. Anyway. Yeah, okay. I am going to run off for a second. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, and I'm back. Alright, so we have a completed White Scar Assault Intercessor here. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. So, obviously, to celebrate us finishing that, we must begin another. I have I don't know, a few more of these to go. I don't remember how many, but it's five or six. Let's see, I've done 3 of these. I want to say this squad is going to be a squad of 8. I have to, whoop. Yeah, it's 8. So if I have 3, then it's 5 remaining. I have 5 more intercessors. Another min squad, basically, of intercessors. Then I'll be finally done painting white assault intercessors, and I'll take pictures of that guy tonight or tomorrow. My current plan is to, jeez, I keep headbutting the camera. Move you up, move the zoom out a bit here. So I have better perspective from just looking at that thing, what I'm working with. Okay, so here's bits that I've already knocked out and ended up not using yet. I'm not cutting more stuff than I need to out of it. Out of the sprue. Let's see. Alright, so my current plan is to have this guy's bits, this next guy's bits, completely ready to go or brushed to plastic for tonight's stream. So that means I need to cut it, prep it, mount it, prime it, base coat it. In that order. Just because. I need to remember what the other guys in this squad look like. So if I want to give him a bald head or not. Not a bald, but a helmetless head. I mean, they're mostly bald. Know what I'm doing. Okay, like I'm not repeating bare heads within the same squad, but I'm probably just gonna do another helmet. So let's grab that for a. I can't find another sprue that only has some of the shoulder pads taken from for normal shoulder pads. Is there one that just has a bunch of other stuff? Oh wait, no, I lied. Here's one remaining. Okay. Yeah. But I need a base, obviously. Base. Base knowledge. I don't even remember what that's from anymore. Is that from Bill Nye? Oh, it is only 3, blade guard. Yeah, I guess here's the sprue. Okay, for reference. Oh, what I have remaining in this commission that I've been working on for over a year now, off and on, is I have remaining 5 Assault Intercessors, 3 Outriders, 3 Blade Guard Veteran, a Blade Guard Ancient, a Chaplain on a Bike, and Kasara Khan. I have so far painted 13 Assault Intercessors, 3 Outriders, and a Primaris Apothecary, which I really like how the Apothecary came out, so I'm just going to show that off for a second. This is the Apothecary, which I think came out very well, despite me missing some of the bits, which is kind of weird. That's why his backpack seems a little empty. Yeah, I don't know what happened to those. I don't know. Maybe I didn't get them in the first place. I have no idea. I was just given a box full of sprues. Well, some of the guys were put together, which I was not particularly happy about, but anyway. Yeah. Gonna put that guy in Reddit, sometime soon. Been on my Instagram for a while, but I just started a Reddit account for this. And they're basically tabletop. Follow me on there if you're a Reddit user and not like Instagram or I mean I had a Facebook, but my Facebook page is completely screwed because Facebook sucks. So yay. I got knocked out of my own page. And I can't get back into it. Still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. But it sucks because I was getting a lot of interaction on Facebook too. So what do I have in here? I have a chainsword arm. Oh yeah, I don't even need this anymore because it's all I'm out of special chainsword arms. Well, I'm saving enough for the Outriders because honestly, if anyone should have those, it's those guys. So I have here a pistol arm and a chainsword arm already, so cool deal. I'll pull this down here. I think that's better. The wire a little bit slack. Okay. So this looks like the 32 arm. So probably to make this easier on myself, I grab like the other like low 30, high 20 bits. So by the looks of it, looking at this is the same guy again. I think this might be the exact same like torso. Alright, I'm gonna just cut it. I'm just gonna cut some pins off. Let's instead do... This squad already has a sergeant, so I could do the sergeant bit again. Sergeant body. Yeah, that's the one over here. Sure, screw it. You won't be using this chainsword arm, however, because... How... I'm trying to remember how this would work. He's got this here. Nine must be 4. I wish I still had the instructions for these. Jeez. Alright. Hold on. So, on one hand... No, I just need I need a... Yeah, I wish I had any instructions for the sergeant. The sergeant's very weird. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna deal with that later. This is not entertaining. Let's do the low 20s, dude. With your insistence on messing up the holster sprue over here. Isn't this the guy I was just talking about how I just did this guy? Maybe I mixed it up. Okay, you know what I did with my last sprue? Here's what I did. I popped all the base, like the torso bits out. And I fitted them together so I could figure out who went to what. Everything else, you can pop some pegs off, and you can make arms go on anyone you want, really. The only ones that are very picky are the torso / legs. Everything else is pretty optional. Yeah, this right here is how the foot gets messed up. Nonsense like that. Remember when Space Marines on the sprue were just like a pair of legs and then a torso, head, and so like you could actually swap out legs and torso, so it wasn't that big a deal. Remember when that was the thing? That's why in my bits box I have like a section like 4 legs and 4 torsos. That actually makes sense. Like, with a ball joint kind of set up in the waist, you still can make these, you know, whatever poise. Dark Souls coming in. Whatever pose you want. Man, I don't think poise was ever used so often in the English language until Dark Souls became a thing. Hilariously, we have the Japanese to thank for that. Gave new life to that word. Alright. Hop out there over there for now. Okay. And do right leg and then left leg. Right leg goes onto this thing because obviously in a bunch here. Okay, these aren't gonna fit perfect, but whatever. Left leg. Right leg. Left leg. Left leg. Exactly how I did last time. Do I have 6 right legs? Oh wait, no. I missed. Yeah. Good job. Okay. So we then have, we only have a couple fronts and a couple. Okay, so that looks like that goes together. Great. So there's one. Another. Oh, this is missing its cod pieces. One of the ones to the cod pieces. It's not this one. That was quite the abrupt jump in style, but better, I think. Okay, there's that one. Let's Not slanging super well, but that does match. And then this one... with that. Okay. Cool. Great. Alright, so... now I got our matched bodies. The one we just did was this one. Yeah. Okay. So we're not going to do that one again. Save that for later. This one seems reasonable enough. We already picked out these arms. Is there any way that these arms go to this somehow? Pretty close to this one anyway. Well, that one doesn't perfectly fit, but... almost and almost. It's actually pretty close. I think this is effectively the pose of like the second one I painted, but whatever. I mean, when you have 18 of them, and they're all made from like the same sprue of 5 guys, you're gonna have some overlap. I try to make it more of a, like that, I think. See this thing, if I snap off these, snip off, I could snap them off, but that'd probably be messy. This actually looks like the 3rd or 4th guy I painted. Anyway. Not quite. Fair enough. Oh, something like that. Do I have another armor chainsaw in here? I have a right pistol. Not right pistol, left pistol. I don't think I got a right arm chainswords. I think that right arm pistol is going to be on the guy that ends up with the sergeant by that has the holstered chainsword, because I do have arms with empty hands. Oh wait, no, never mind. There's a I'm dumb. There's a bit. I'm assuming maybe I knocked it off the sprue I was working with. Maybe, but there's a bit where it's a helmet, not the chainsword. So whatever. Yeah, I just made that way more complicated for no reason. Anyway. So, yeah. Pop those in there. Get that chainsword on back. Yeah, I'll figure out when it comes to gluing it. So. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, we're actually about out of time. So just snap off the, backpack and... this guy has a Puri Seal on his gun, so we won't give him the Puri Seal backpack. Save that for the guy with Puri Seal nowhere else, if I end up with that. Grab a generic head here. Derek Martin, dude. Because there's gonna be another bareheaded guy when I get to the one that has the helmet on his side. I guess it's gonna be like the corporal of the thing, because I already have a sergeant for this squad who is also using. Actually, that's where that bit went. Actually, there's a bit. This is the sergeant. So I don't want too many bear heads in the squad, even though that makes sense for White Scars, but it's also like I don't want to paint that many bear heads. And I was not given the ratio of bear head to helmet in this. So decisions left with me. It's gonna be an average of like 2 guys with bear heads per squad, which I believe I'm holding to right now. Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah, two intercessors per squad with bear heads. So, anyway. So yeah, between the streams, I'm going to clean these up, mount them on the corks, prime them, base coat them, and be ready to put brush to plastic for tonight's stream, which will be at 8 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. So another 2-hour stream tonight. And that'll be it for this week, and then I'll see you guys next week. Use the Linktree link in the chat to follow me anywhere you want to keep up with my stuff, or join the Discord, where you will also get a notification every time I go live, as well as direct access to me for questions on painting and stuff. Starting to get a little bit of a community going on there. I got a couple people in there actually talking and chatting and you know, sharing paint jobs. Got some amazing painted eyes in there. It's got me looking at my paint wish list. And also a bunch of ways you can support the stream in there. So, alright. This has been basically Tabletop. Have a good one, everyone. I'm out.